head coach Slava Koulikov. Thank you first of all for joining us and sparing the time to come and have a discussion and answer a few questions. We'll get straight to it. I mean, we are now 15 games into the season. Phantoms sitting third behind MK and Basingstoke in the league, but obviously with games in hand on them both. How do you feel about the way Phantoms have started the season, and is it kind of going according to your plan?
Yes, it's definitely been a good start. You can't deny this. We had a tough start. We played a lot of the games in September against a lot of the top 5 sides, and we managed to pick up quite a lot of points, which is very pleasing to see. And overall, yes, it's definitely been a good start. It's a little bit more than I even expected, which is great. You know, that's mean the guys are working hard and obviously playing well. New guys gelled in pretty quickly into the systems and everything else, and everybody's pretty pleased. Yes.
I think probably the power play unit maybe the last couple of weeks has struggled a little bit. I would say myself. I think statistically, up till the point where we scored against a power play goal against Guildford last weekend, I think they hadn't scored in 14 chances in the 4 games before that. So, you know, is that something that you're working on in practice?
We do work on things. If you get everything perfect, power play, D zone, offensive zone, scoring, your goalie, you're gonna win every game. You know, that's why I think it's in every team. No matter what league you play, you can put the stats out and something's going to be not as good. And knowing that last year we finished the best PP in the league, which was very surprising compared to some teams. We haven't done as well as last year, but we keep working on this. We're not panicking. There is no point to panic because on the end of the day the season is long. Power play, it's a lot about being confident instead of just making sure you get it to the net. Yeah, there is times when you have to play a little bit simpler and just get it there and see if anything can happen on the secondary scoring. But guys know, we're aware of that. But it's something that we would like to improve on, but we're not necessarily pressing any panic buttons right now. So if you say we take 7 stats that is important to win the game, and if one of them at the moment a little bit down, that means we're doing our job. So I am pleased overall.
Yeah, that's good, pretty good. Obviously for yourself as well, you've stepped away from playing, focusing on being, sort of coaching from the bench. What led to that decision, and also, what sort of challenges have you faced in making that sort of change?
Overall, I mean, you have to retire one day or another. You know, I do believe I had maybe 1 or 2 years left in me, maybe not at the top level, but still I think I could help on the ice. But with the coaching staff I had last year and my dad's moving on, there is a tough decision to be made. You know, one, obviously somebody needs to control the bench and obviously make decisions at the right time. And I always say, player coach, it's a difficult job because you miss quite a lot by being on the ice yourself and then recovering from the shift you just come off. So there is calls to be made. And the other one is we have very good 10 forwards in Phantoms and another 2-3 from ENL, young guys who's coming up, and obviously Martins, who is full-time with us, that I believe that it would be good for them to get that chance, and you have to try to develop them as much as possible. So to go and be greedy, just to go on the ice and say, right, I've got another year, and then a young kid going to be sitting on the bench as an 11th forward and don't get any ice time. I said, if it doesn't harm the results and it benefits the team from every angle, we will do it. So at the moment, we're all happy with what's going on, and obviously transition from being player coach and standing on the bench, it's interesting, it's difficult, it's a lot more nerve-wracking than when you play because you concentrate a lot more, but you gotta start one day or another, and I think it was a good time to do it because we have a lot of depth.
Yeah, it definitely does seem to have come at a good time, as you say. Now, thankfully, injuries haven't I don't want to jinx it, but thankfully injuries haven't played too big a part at the moment in our season so far. James White recently made a return from injury, but now Milan Baranic's also out at the moment. Is there any news on when he's likely to be back?
I just spoke to him briefly this morning. He's going to try and skate, put the full equipment on. We're not rushing anybody. We're just going to wait and see and wait till he's fully fit. If he can make it, that'll be great. 12 games at the weekend. If he doesn't, like I said, we've got enough guys to play the game. Regarding the injuries overall, it's early stages. I'm glad where we are right now because teams like Sheffield and a few other teams, like obviously the other one is Manchester, hit quite a few in the beginning of the season, and it's not always good because you're playing short-staffed and you're hoping to get the guys back as soon as possible, so you're pushing other guys. So where we are right now, yeah, we're pleased. We have a couple of guys got some small, if you can call them injuries or just tiredness, but it's gonna happen, and we're pleased where we are. We've got 3 games in 3 weeks, so basically we have 1 game a week coming up in November, and we're gonna try to address that as much as possible to make sure that everybody's healthy.
I'm sure Rochelle's quite happy that guys are generally quite fit. Last weekend as well, we did see the Bracknell game away in Bracknell postponed. Is there any news on when that's likely to be played yet?
I had an email yesterday. We're supposed to arrange something in November, and it has been changed. The date has been cancelled again, and we're working on it. I think we should know more something in the next, I would say sometime throughout next week. We're going to try to make sure we get something in as soon as possible. I don't really want to wait till January, February. So if something can happen in November, that'd be great.
Yeah, I think we'll all agree with that. Okay, so finally, this weekend, games against Telford and Hull. 2 of only 4 teams this season who have taken any points from us for the season. What preparation are you doing ahead of those games?
Not much different to anything else. We're just going to address a couple of things, obviously depending on the team we're playing, as we usually do, but the rest will be pretty similar. Just keep the morale going, good tempo practices, working on certain things, and hopefully getting points at the weekend.
Fantastic. Slava, thanks very much for taking the time to come and answer these questions, and good luck this weekend as well.
Thank you, Mike.